Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Daily English Podcast, where learning English is easy, simple, and fun. I'm Emma.
And I'm Tom. It's really great to be here with you today, Emma.
It's great to see you too, Tom. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. But honestly, I had a small cooking disaster this morning.
Oh no, that already sounds dangerous and interesting at the same time. What happened?
Well, I tried to cook breakfast before coming here, and somehow I burned my eggs and my toast at the exact same time.
Wow, that actually takes talent, Tom.
Thank you. I call it advanced cooking failure.
So basically, your kitchen had a stressful morning today.
Yes, even my smoke alarm sounded disappointed in me.
All right, guys, today's topic is cooking, and we are going to learn how to talk about food and cooking in real English conversations.
And this is a very useful topic because people talk about food almost every single day.
Exactly. Whether you're talking with friends, family, or coworkers, cooking and food are always part of conversations.
So today we will teach simple English for beginners through natural and fun conversation practice.
And if you enjoy learning English this way, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Daily English Podcast.
Because we are here every day helping you speak English more naturally and confidently.
Okay, Tom, let me ask you something important. Do you actually enjoy cooking?
Honestly, I enjoy eating much more than cooking, but sometimes I try to cook simple meals at home.
That sounds very honest. And honestly, many beginners in cooking probably feel exactly the same way.
Yes, and one cooking experience completely changed the way I think about food and learning new skills.
Tom, since today's topic is cooking, I really want to know more about the kinds of food you actually enjoy eating.
Honestly, Emma, I love trying different foods because food from different countries feels like traveling without leaving the table.
Wow, that actually sounds poetic and hungry at the same time.
Yes, my stomach becomes very emotional when food is involved.
All right then, let me ask you the big question. What is your favorite food in the world?
That is such a difficult question because I honestly love many different kinds of food.
Okay, then tell us a few foods that you really enjoy eating.
I love Italian pasta, Japanese sushi, Mexican tacos, and spicy Indian curry.
Wow, that is a very international food list.
Yes, my stomach likes traveling more than my wallet does.
Honestly, same. So, which country's food do you enjoy the most?
I think Italian food is probably my favorite because it feels simple, warm, and comforting.
That makes sense because pasta and pizza are loved almost everywhere in the world.
Exactly. And honestly, fresh pasta with good cheese can make my whole day better immediately.
Food therapy is very real sometimes.
Yes, especially after a stressful day, good food feels like emotional support.
So, have you ever tried food from another country for the first time and felt surprised?
Oh yes, the first time I tried Indian curry, I was completely shocked by how spicy it was.
Let me guess, you drank about 5 glasses of water after one bite?
Honestly, I think my soul left my body for a few seconds.
Oh no, poor Tom versus spicy food.
But surprisingly, after that experience, I actually started loving spicy food more and more.
That is interesting because sometimes new foods feel strange at first but become favorites later.
Exactly. And trying food from different countries helps people understand different cultures too.
That is very true because food is connected to family, traditions, and daily life.
Yes, and honestly, I think sharing food with people creates very special memories.
I completely agree because some of the happiest conversations happen around a dinner table.
Exactly. Good food and good people are one of the best combinations in life.
Now I'm getting hungry during this podcast episode.
Same here. And suddenly this English lesson became a food emergency.
That sounds interesting, Tom, because cooking and learning English are actually more similar than people think.
Really? I never thought about that before, but now I'm curious.
Yes, because when people learn cooking, they make mistakes, practice slowly, and improve step by step.
Wow, that honestly sounds exactly like learning English for beginners.
Exactly. Nobody becomes an amazing cook or fluent speaker in one single day.
That makes me feel better about destroying breakfast this morning.
Yes, every burnt toast is just part of the learning journey.
All right, Emma, let me tell you about the experience that changed my thinking about cooking.
Okay, I'm ready. And honestly, I hope nobody needed medical help after the cooking disaster.
Haha, thankfully no. But a few years ago, I decided to cook dinner for my friends for the first time.
That already sounds brave because cooking for other people can feel stressful.
Yes, especially because I wanted everything to look perfect and professional.
And usually, when people try too hard to be perfect, something funny happens.
Exactly. I spent 2 hours cooking, watching videos, and trying to make everything look fancy.
Wow, that sounds serious, like a cooking competition show on television.
Honestly, I felt like a famous chef in my own mind for about 20 minutes.
So, what happened when your friends finally arrived?
Well, the food looked beautiful, but the chicken was completely dry and the rice tasted strange.
Oh no, that is emotionally painful after 2 hours of hard work.
Yes, I felt embarrassed because I wanted to impress everyone so badly.
So, how did your friends react to the food?
Surprisingly, they laughed, ate everything anyway, and thanked me for cooking for them.
That is actually very sweet and supportive.
Yes, and in that moment, I realized something important. People cared more about the experience and effort than perfect food.
Wow, that is honestly a powerful lesson for both cooking and speaking English.
Exactly, because when learning English, people also focus too much on perfection sometimes.
But real conversations are about connection, comfort, and communication, not perfection.
Yes, and after that night, I stopped being afraid of making mistakes in the kitchen.
And slowly, cooking probably became more fun and relaxing for you.
Exactly, because confidence grows when you stop expecting yourself to be perfect all the time.
Tom, after that cooking disaster, did you continue learning how to cook or did you completely give up?
No, I continued, because honestly, I wanted to prove to myself that I could improve.
That actually sounds very motivating and positive.
Yes, and slowly, cooking became less stressful and more enjoyable for me.
So, what was the first meal you learned how to cook properly?
I think it was pasta, because it's simple, cheap, and very hard to completely destroy.
Very hard means you probably still had some dangerous pasta experiences.
Unfortunately, yes. One time my pasta was so soft, it looked emotionally tired.
Oh no, poor pasta.
But after practicing a few times, I finally learned how to cook it correctly.
That is actually a good lesson for English learners too, because repetition builds confidence.
Exactly. The more you practice, the more natural things start feeling.
So, what kind of food do you enjoy cooking now?
Honestly, I enjoy cooking simple comfort food like pasta, fried rice, and grilled chicken.
That sounds delicious and realistic for daily life.
Yes, because I realized simple food can still taste amazing when you cook it with care.
I really like that idea because many beginners think cooking must always be complicated.
Exactly. But simple recipes are often the best place to start learning.
Do you usually cook alone or with other people?
I actually enjoy cooking with friends because the kitchen feels more fun and less stressful that way.
Yes, cooking with people creates good memories and funny moments sometimes.
Especially when everyone gives different advice at the same time and nobody knows what is happening anymore.
Yes, suddenly 5 people become professional chefs for no reason.
Exactly. And somehow the kitchen becomes louder than a football stadium.
So, Tom, what is the hardest thing for you when cooking?
Honestly, timing everything correctly is still difficult for me sometimes.
Yes, because cooking different things at the same time can feel stressful.
Exactly. One thing is too hot, another thing is too cold, and suddenly the kitchen becomes complete chaos.
Honestly, cooking sounds like a survival game when you describe it like that.
Sometimes it really feels that way, but that's also what makes cooking fun and exciting.
Tom, I want to go deeper into cooking now because I think food is not just about eating, it is also about memories and emotions.
Yes, Emma, because every time I think about food, I also remember a story or a moment from my life.
That is really interesting. So, do you have a special cooking memory that stayed in your mind?
Yes, I remember one time I tried to cook dinner for my family, and I was extremely nervous about it.
Oh, wow. Cooking for family can feel like a serious test sometimes.
Exactly. I wanted everything to be perfect, but of course things did not go as planned.
Let me guess, something burned again?
Yes, the chicken was a little too dark and the kitchen smelled like learning experience.
I like that. Learning experience sounds better than burned food.
Yes, but even though the food was not perfect, my family still sat together and enjoyed the moment.
That is actually very beautiful, because sometimes the memory is more important than the food itself.
Exactly. And I realized that cooking is not only about taste, it's also about connection.
So even imperfect food can still create a happy moment with people.
Yes, and that changed the way I see cooking completely.
Did that experience make you more confident in the kitchen?
A little bit, but I still have moments where I look at a recipe and feel confused.
I think that happens to everyone, even professional chefs sometimes.
Yes, because cooking has many small details, and sometimes you make mistakes without realizing it.
So, what do you usually do when a recipe feels too difficult?
Honestly, I simplify it, because I learned that simple cooking is often the best cooking.
That is a great lesson, because people often make things more complicated than they need to be.
Exactly. And when I stopped trying to impress people, cooking became much more enjoyable.
So now you cook more for yourself and enjoyment instead of pressure.
Yes, now I cook to enjoy the process, not to be perfect or impress anyone.
That sounds like real self-growth, even in cooking.
Yes, and I think both cooking and life become easier when you stop being afraid of mistakes.
All right, Tom, now it's time for our listeners to practice real English with us, because just listening is not enough if you want to improve your speaking.
Yes, Emma. And guys, remember, you don't need perfect grammar. You just need to try speaking out loud with simple English.
So let's start with a very easy question, and I want everyone listening to answer it in their own voice.
Okay, here we go, Emma. What is your favorite food to cook at home?
I think I like cooking simple pasta because it is fast, easy, and always feels comforting after a long day.
That is a perfect beginner answer, simple and natural.
Now, guys, it's your turn. Say it out loud. My favorite food to cook is... and finish the sentence in English.
Yes, don't just think it, speak it, even if your English is not perfect.
Okay, Tom, next question. What food do you enjoy eating the most?
I really enjoy pizza, sushi, and spicy chicken because I like strong flavors and different tastes.
That sounds like a very food-adventurous personality.
Yes, my stomach travels more than I do.
All right, guys, now you try. I enjoy eating and add your favorite foods.
And remember, speak slowly, clearly, and without fear of mistakes.
Now, another question for practice. Have you ever tried cooking something difficult?
Yes, I tried cooking a full dinner once and I almost destroyed the kitchen.
I think many learners can relate to that situation.
Now, guys, say your answer. Yes, I have tried, or no, I haven't tried.
Good, and don't forget to add one small detail, like it was easy or it was difficult.
Emma, last question for this block. What do you think is more important, cooking or eating?
I think both are important, but eating is definitely my favorite part.
Honest answer.
Now you try, guys. I think cooking is more important, or I think eating is more important.
And remember, the goal is not perfection. The goal is speaking confidently in English.
Tom, I think today's episode really showed that cooking is not about being perfect. It is about learning step by step and enjoying the process.
Yes, Emma, because even simple meals can teach us important lessons about patience, practice, and confidence.
We also learned that mistakes in the kitchen are not failures. They are actually part of becoming better.
Exactly. Every burned dish or wrong recipe is just another step closer to improvement.
And honestly, nobody starts as a great cook. Everyone begins with simple and sometimes funny mistakes.
Yes, and that is the same with English learning. You improve only by practicing, not by being afraid.
We also talked about how food connects people and creates memories with family and friends.
Because sharing food is not just eating, it's also about connection and emotion.
And simple cooking can still bring a lot of happiness into your life.
Yes, you don't need complicated recipes to enjoy good food or good moments.
So if you feel like you are not good at cooking yet, just keep trying without pressure.
Because improvement always comes slowly, but it always comes if you don't stop.
And remember, confidence grows when you stop being afraid of mistakes.
So keep cooking, keep learning, and keep enjoying the process every day.
And thank you for spending your time with us in today's episode.
We hope you feel more relaxed and confident about cooking and English now.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Daily English Podcast.
We will see you in the next episode and keep improving step by step.